Welcome back. We're here to do the update for your twin flame path. Yes, we release these to the members first, and then we release them Saturday, Sunday, Monday the following week. So if you want to become part of the members, come and join us. Otherwise, I'll see you on the other side. I am transitioning over to a new location, so I'm trying to get the content done ahead of time. If you are wanting a booking, you can go to the website. We do have the sale up until Monday. We're closing it off, but you can grab your duo packs that are very beneficial for looking at your twin flame path, looking at your star signs at a cheaper ratio than a full-blown reading. Let's have a look. We'll open the chat. We're going to be doing divine feminines first. We're then moving on to divine masculines and then the karmic third party. And then I do have some bookings today. Stay tuned. Over the weekend, we will have the star signs on my website open for the bi-monthly edition if you want to go through and grab a quick freebie. Otherwise, you can buy the duo pack. And yes, we have the editions weekly out on the website as well for twin flame. Okay, so we've got the heart chakra, which does make sense. Moving into the end of the month, we have the new moon in Leo. Simultaneously, we have Jupiter moving retrograde. So it can be a heart chakra activation. And it was really funny. The song it was almost like girls just want to have fun. I was feeling as though a lot are going to feel like you're wanting to jump into this more social energy. It could be that you've got a lot on your mind. You might just want to take your hair down and try and raise that vibration. And it could be a very social time. Some of you are going to be very selective of who you mix with. And you're trying to kind of move forward from, trying to get balance sort of thing, trying to get to this place where easy come, easy go kind of notion. But particularly it can be a little bit of a heart chakra activation. Some of you, yes, might be purging in relation to the past. There also could be moves and changes happening around your inner body and your feelings as well. I do feel some of you could be actually getting to a point that you're looking at your health and diet. And from a love point of view, you won't be attracted to pushy people. You won't be attracted to, you're trying to be empathetic and understanding. But again, there could be this feeling of push-pull. And for some of you, if karmic is involved in this situation, I feel you could be thinking about it until that situation's kind of done and dusted to the left. You're really just not very attracted to a point-blank zero. I get this stalkerish energy that may be occurring at the moment, really relating to divine feminine. I really don't think divine feminine cares two hoots. I think you may be just really focused on your own path and the things you need to do. That's not to say that, we're not going to have those moments of ups and downs, but I feel you're going to be very selective about how you're applying yourself. You don't want to make any decisions, I feel, from the cards that are coming through that you're going to feel regretful of. So as much as there's this left or right, you may find as we proceed towards the end of the month, the way you're looking at things is, okay, how do I actually navigate this path and how can I move forward with being very productive? What would be a safe way to deal with this situation relating to my twin flame path? You could be a little bit protective of yourself, I'll just say, especially from the cards that are coming through. If you can see that that person is actually moving forward and feeling that they're very present, I think you'll be more open to it. But particularly for those that maybe are on the fence and dealing with a karmic situation, I feel you'll be less inclined to be interested in those circumstances at this point. Let's have a look at a ruin cast. Shall we get a ruin cast, Lois? Where is it at? Where are they? Bear with me, because I feel it's important that we look at this week, so I don't want to jump the gun. Okay, there's something to do with balance, and I feel it's almost like in your love life, you're wanting balance and harmony. I do feel there's a judgment here, and I do feel that maybe there could be something that comes to a head by the 4th week, and it's in relation to your love life moving forward. Hi, Dole, how are you? Okay, let's have a look at this ruin cast. Your energy is playful, though. It's really funky. It's like there might have been some very heavy kind of frequencies going on. It's very up and down. It could be very defiant and rebellious, and that was really what I was channeling coming through. I feel from a Saturn point of view, if you have achieved the targets of what you're needing to deal with, pacifiers, be careful of pacifiers at the end of the month. Not a good time. Not a good time for that. So we have Raven, Mercury, Wednesday, Air. The ruin cast is in reverse. We also have heart chakra. Get well, Ange. We also have heart chakra. So this is delusions, misunderstandings, lies, intellectual stagnation. And I feel it's really important to wait. You know, Neptune retrograde, Juno moving retrograde on the 24th, which is the last, you know, kind of pocket of the month. It can be that some information comes towards us. We need to be really disconcerting what we listen to, what we think, and really trying to decipher that information. Spiritually, I feel it could be crossness with self, but it also feels you want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And sometimes we need to ask ourselves, do we really want the truth? You know, what is it we're going to hear? What things are necessary and what's not? Okay. A ruin reassures us that the answer is out there and may be revealed through inspiration, wise counsel, or the treasures of traditional wisdom. And I think it's more that we're looking at things very practically, okay? So it's like, okay, let me practically look at my twin flame path. Is there a person in the mix of this? Is there a circumstance playing out? Am I emotionally wanting to return to that innocence? Can there be beauty after pain? Well, it's saying yes, there can be. There can be a beautiful connection coming through. But again, if there's this push-pull dynamic, is that love? Sometimes we need to say, are we doing that to ourselves? But I do feel ultimately you're going to be more selective about who you're mixing with. If you're emotional, you might find you'll pull back. But I feel you're trying to find things that are really raising your vibration and making you feel happy. Okay. Such is the humor of Odin. However, the answer to our problem may be revealed in unexpected ways. The word of the song on the radio, which is really funny because the song I was hearing in my head was girls just want to have fun. And I think it's more the metaphor, not that when we say feminine, it deems to a sexuality of a person, rather the empath energy in the connection of twin flame path. So I feel there's going to be signs and synchronicities. But again, I feel through Neptune moving retrograde, which did occur last month, and then Juno, Venus energy adding to the mix moving retrograde. It's almost like those signs and synchronicities. Things are going to become very obvious to you of what would need to happen and how you feel. So it's almost like it'll be the rose-colored glasses will come off. You'll be looking at things very rationally. You'll have that empathy and understanding once we can reveal that. But you won't want to base anything on an assumption, okay? That would be my advice to you, is if you are maybe going into the shadow work and you're diving in and you're presuming, wait till you hear it from the horse's mouth. And I think that's probably the best way to deal with it. Value systems can be raising. Some of you could actually earn a lot more. I also feel there can be celebrations, social events, and you want to lower the guard. You're sort of like, look, why am I fighting? I don't want to fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know, you're just looking at the high vibe. So in the heart of it and your process and what you're going to be doing by the third week, I think there can be some celebrations, but there also could be this notion of a tough kind of left or right. But ultimately, I feel it's more the attitude you're going to be taking on of, you're looking at what you can do, you're focusing on it, but very separately. There can be some wealth and there can be some really beautiful times that you're moving into. I do feel some of you could also be feeling like, where do I fit? Where do I belong? Am I an outsider in a circumstance? Where's my tribe? Where's my community and my energy that I can actually fall back on from a spiritual point of view? While I'm having those hard times, where can I go that can take me to my higher vibration? I do feel that we do need to be careful. This came up years ago for me, and it was back in my twin flame path in 2017-18. And I remember suggesting to everyone, because it was a habit I actually had, and it's almost that person you go to and darn on it, they're like the emergency number contact in your phone. And it's like, you've got to be careful for that speed dial list of who you call, because sometimes they're going to project the mirror at you. So it could directly be that you've got a friend or a family member that always tells you something really terrible about your twin flame path. And it may be that, some of those old memories come back and you're resurfacing and looking at them. And what I'm seeing at the moment is you'll be able to sniff a rat. Okay, so if it's coming up, judge not, just look at it as it's their belief system, it's their perspective. It doesn't have to be your one. There is this innocence, and I'm hearing the song, I think it's Enigma, it's Return to Innocence. It's this rebirth that divine feminine's going through. But I do feel spiritually the correlating energies within your divine path are also as well. And I feel all these opportunities are going to be coming towards you. It's quite funny. I almost feel you're embodying a little bit of what divine masculine went through, and that's where the girls just want to have fun energies coming through. It can be a little bit more detached. And this, I do feel, is attracting counterpart in. But I feel it's almost like you're trying to be present in your life. You don't want to make silly decisions. Some of you could, however, be more in the mix of being playful, a little bit rebellious, but maybe needing to let your hair down. Okay, I do feel something's going to come in out of left field. And this usually does happen when we are moving forward. It's like, okay, well, I've had no movement, and maybe what I need to do is just, love and light and move forward. Your values and your self-esteem can be raising. You can be addressing those areas. This can be through health and fitness. It also can be mixing with people that make you feel, more in alignment to who you are. I do feel you, some of you could be feeling this notion of wanting to deal with the devil in the detail. How do I express it? It's almost like feeling like you sold yourself short, and the benchmark and the bar of what you had versus what you want now from that situation is maybe raising. Just try and keep it to an equal there, because when we do go to those extremes, it's a little bit like the runner chaser. It's a similar thing, because we're kind of embodying what masculine has been through, and look where it landed them. So do we really want to land back where they were? What I am seeing at the moment is you're going to have a lot of I feel foundational situations that you're addressing, financial situations you're addressing, but also the pleasures and the fancy free, and trying to get into that vibration of being the full card in tarot, where that old polarity of connections isn't finding you. You could be actually dealing with, how could I put it, the devil in the detail, I'm hearing. It feels like an ultimatum. It's like, look, if you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. Are you moving? Okay, sweet. It feels very matter of fact. Does make sense. Smack on, Juno retrograde. Yeah, you're protective of yourself. You're willing to lower your guard. I do feel we could be more open to psychic attacks as we move forward, due to the fact that both Neptune and Juno will be retrograde. You are moving into the Magician energy. You can manifest anything you want. Some of you could get into this little giddy energy. And it may be, Giggle and I have been talking about this, where the person wants to be with you. So it's almost a matter of time. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay. why do I get this feeling that there's going to be a major conversation? I'm going to pull a chakra card. I get that there could be a major conversation. You want the details. You want the analytics. You want to know if the situation has closed out. There could be a tough circumstance that maybe counterpart is dealing with. For those of you that do communicate with your counterpart, I kind of feel this conversation and viewpoint may be a little bit choppy. Just go easy into it when you're trying to have that negotiation, because remember, you know, some of these things are going to take a little bit of time, but I do feel communication coming through nevertheless. But you've just got to be really careful with that because of the fact that the retrogrades are there. So a lot of us are going to be adjusting to it. It's about getting that safety so that both parties can actually come from a heart-centered space so you can discuss the matters at hand. And some of those things can be very emotionally testing with Aries and Chiron retrograde, but I do feel you're going to be social. I do feel suddenly you could go from being single to coupled. There could be a connection to do with family going on, but it feels kind of group activities, like bringing people together. I do feel a conversation. This is very difficult for this person. I'm going to pull a few cards in your read, feminines, about divine masculine. I usually do this only on a Friday, but for some reason I'm really drawn to, and I think it's probably because Juno is going retrograde. Okay, how is divine masculine dealing with this? Yeah, look, they do want to be able to speak to you. They want to feel safe when they're talking. They also have frustrations. There is a vulnerability here, and I do feel an openness. They do at times feel that in speaking, I feel they're wanting to be able to speak and articulate things clearly. Yeah, it feels like in the heart, they know that a judgment. It's like becoming braver to be able to speak about a circumstance and to give you the clarity. I do feel, and this came through in the Friday's read, is that, you know, it was almost like for those of you that did have communication, maybe that communication was flowing and then it stopped. I kind of get this vibe that it was the premature energy. So it's now they had to calm down, they're recalibrating, they're coming back in, and they're speaking with a bit more courage and conviction. But they do, it's not that they don't want to be honest with you, it's that wound and that vibration of where they were feeling due to situations that were happening around them was quite unstable. Okay, so it was like, I'm kind of a mess right now. Some things have been going down. Yes, I do want victory and success with you, but I just wasn't quite myself. I needed to get my bearings. Yeah, this was something that did really kind of kick them for 6. They're in the midst of it, and I do feel they're kind of clearing that out. Yeah, they're clearing it out. It was nasty. Whatever this is, it's horrible. It's nasty. It felt low. It felt like a low blow. I do feel this is in relation to a karmic situation. So as much as they wanted to be more present, and more open to communicating with you, the communication card was in reverse. So it's kind of like the energy came through quite choppy. Yeah, and a bit bitter and snappy. There's sort of an apology coming, and I feel it's like trying to articulate what has been happening. Something has not been so good. Something has caused a great deal of stress and angst in it. Okay, where is their heart? We'll dig deeper into it in the masculines read. We may get more clarity. Yeah, it directly is wanting you. It's directly wanting to move forward. It's trying to gain its rationale, but it has been through a little bit of hell in the last few days, I would say. Okay, look, what I'm saying here is questions. Divine Masculine knows that this question is coming up, okay? They're preparing themselves psychologically. We're going to dive in a minute, and we're going to have a dive into this because it's come up a few times. This individual is not saying that you are the problem. This individual is frustrated with their behaviors and patterns and things that have happened. This This person is very frustrated to do with the cycle that's taken ever so long and has been ever so painful. As to how they feel about you, yes, they do know they've made mistakes and they're going to have to answer for those things, but they also need to get their head right so they can cope with that and they can be the best version of themselves. We're going to dive deep. Come join us. If you're watching this after the fact of being in the members, all videos stagger, so they open up on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and if you want them, you can come through and join the members hub to get them pre-released. Take care. I'll see you shortly.